skips just wide. Werenski with it down. Throws that towards the goal. Tip right on. He scored! Austin Matthews taps it home. And it's 4-2 U.S.A.
Hard to watch. That was the final goal that sealed the fate of Team Canada in their first game at the World Junior Hockey Championships. The Americans won the game 4-2. For analysis of the game, I'm joined by hockey commentator and CBC Sports contributor Tim Mornsby. And Tim, I'm standing here and talking about something else, and you could hear in the newsroom the cries of disappointment as the U.S. scored and got ahead. Should people be really panicking at this stage, or what does this tell you about the team?
Well, one of the neat things about this tournament is you'll see people following junior hockey for the first time. They really don't know who these players are. They're sort of getting into it now. They think a loss against the rival United States is, oh, that's it. But it was really only the first game. What Canada wants to do is make sure they're in the quarterfinals when it starts close to next weekend. And then that's when they have to win all their games in order to get to the gold medal final and possibly win the gold medal. All this does is sort of give them a measuring stick of where they are at this point. It was a bit of a sloppy game for Canada at times, but I thought also, for the most part, they shut down some of the dangerous American players. The U.S., along with Canada, Russia, Sweden, and Finland, they're considered the favorites for this year's gold medal. It's a wide-open tournament. So I think all in all, it was a pretty good start, considering the game-winning goal late by the United States was a deflection off a Canadian defenseman's stick, Joey Hicketts.
We're really getting the chance to watch all of these young players really begin to play together as a team. Watching that, what do you think some of the challenges they face are going into the games ahead?
Well, we talked a little bit about it a couple of days ago when I was here, and it's getting used to the larger ice surface. In Finland, they don't play with the huge international ice surface that you see in the Olympics, like we did in Sochi a couple years ago. It's actually called a hybrid surface. It's somewhere between what they use in the NHL, the junior rinks here in Canada, and then the international ice surface in Europe. So it takes a little bit of time, especially for goaltenders, to get their angles down with the bigger ice surface, a little more room for the skaters to get used to. And, don't forget, these guys are only coming together earlier this month at the selection camp here in Toronto. They didn't really have a time to form any on-ice chemistry then because they're all trying to lock in a spot on the roster. Now, this was their first meaningful game, and it's important for the coaching staff to sort of formulate some lines that are going to work well going forward here. And I thought, for the most part, we saw some good things, just that Canada had trouble scoring. And if there's one concern I would take away from this game is you want to get that offense clicking right away so you don't have that in the back of your mind. Are we going to be able to score in this tournament?
Who are you keeping your eye on in terms of those players?
Well, for me, Dylan Strome and Mitch Marner are going to be considered two of the top offensive threats for Canada. They play on the same line. They play against each other in the Ontario hockey. They've been friends ever since they've been small kids playing on the same minor hockey team. So I thought Dylan Strome played excellent today. And we didn't see much from Mitch Marner, but I'm sure before the end of the tournament, they'll be the twosome to watch for Canada.
And just quickly, Denmark Monday, Switzerland Tuesday. What are the things we should be looking for there?
Well, 2 victories, because if they can win both those games, that pretty well locks up a spot in the quarterfinals. It gives a little bit of a boost going into the final game in the preliminary round against Sweden on New Year's Eve, which will be a great measuring stick before the medal round starts.
Lots of games left.
That's theirs.
Thanks so much, Tim.
Thank you, Lindsay.